Kathy, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Anthony, was it?
Anthony, yes, have a seat. So, we talked last week. You said you needed to see a counselor, and there were some issues that you had to talk about. What exactly is it you wanted to speak about?
My work stress is spilling over into my personal.
Okay. And how does that make you feel?
I feel tired and angry.
Okay. Is there anything specifically about work that's affecting your life that you might want to talk about today?
Well, they've laid off people, so they're giving us more. We're doing the work of 2 people, and we have aggressive, angry clients that yell and swear at us, that make us angry. And the other coworkers are stressed out also, so it creates a kind of a toxic work environment.
Toxic work environment. How does it make you feel?
Angry.
Okay. So it sounds like you're pretty angry at work right now.
Yes.
Okay. So we can talk about your work and how it makes you feel. But first of all, I have to tell you, we have a confidentiality agreement. So anything that you say is confidential. No one else will know. But I do have to disclose that if there are any problems in your life where you might be thinking of harming yourself, or you may be thinking of harming another person, or in the process of it, or that anything going on at work or in your life that have criminal proceedings where they might want your information from our talking sessions. I do have to disclose those type of things. So, okay. So, again, my name's Anthony, and I'll be your counselor, and we'll be working on these issues and having these conversations over a period of time, at least once a week. And the process could take a little while. It could take a few weeks or a few months or whenever you're starting to feel better. Okay, so yeah, so let's hear what you want to talk about then.
Well, like I was saying, at work, it's a fairly toxic environment because they're laying people off and expecting us to do the work of 2 people. So everybody at work is stressed out. So then, therefore, you're taking it out on each other. And we're expected to deal with angry, hostile clients that verbally abuse us. And we're supposed to be pleasant and smile and take it.
Okay, so, and you said earlier this is making you feel angry. You said it's making you feel tired.
Yes, because I use up all of my energy dealing with this at work. So when I'm finished work, I have no energy left for my family or any kind of social interaction. I feel like I'm drained from dealing with this all day at work, and I have nothing left at the end of the day.
Okay. And is there any issues at home that you feel this is directly affecting?
Well, I come home and I'm angry, I'm not very pleasant, and I'm tired. I just want to go home and I want to go to sleep.
Yeah, it sounds exhausting. And have your children or your family, has anybody else said anything? Do they notice any behaviors or issues that you might be having because of your work?
They notice I'm angry, and then I am tired all the time. I don't want to do anything.
Okay. And what would you like to get out of the sessions eventually then? What can we really talk about that you've been thinking you'd really like to work on?
Well, how to lower my work. So work doesn't affect my personal life. How to leave work at work and deal with work stress. And so I have energy for my family and enjoy life where work isn't all consuming, sucking the joy out of everything.
Right. Sounds like it's hard to leave the issues at work, and sometimes they're spilling over and you're bringing them home, and that's affecting your relationship with your children and your husband and your family.
Yes.
Okay, I see. All right, so what is at work specifically? Is there one thing that stands out that's really irritating you? You've mentioned angry customers, you've mentioned increased workload, but is there one thing that actually keeps you awake at night that you think about constantly, or that bothers you the most?
Well, I don't like being sworn at and yelled at work in front of people and having to smile at them and deal with them, and they're very rude and obnoxious in front of people. So yes, that aggravates me. It takes a lot of energy and effort to keep your composure.
Sounds like you have a really difficult job. Have you shared any of these feelings with coworkers or with your management, or is there a human resource person, or even counseling services available where you work?
We do have a 1-800 number for counseling. The manager knows because we tell her, all the coworkers, it's the same. We're all, hence the toxic work environment. There's lots of hostility because people are stressed and angry. So it's not, even the customers, other customers, the more normal, regular customers have made comments about how we're spoken to, and it makes them uncomfortable because they can hear it, like I said, it's in front of everybody.
So it sounds like the work stress is actually even affecting your job performance too.
Yes.
All right. And is your biggest concern with your job performance or family, or is it a combination?
My family, I don't like it affecting. I feel like I have no energy or no patience left. I feel like I've used it all at work, and by the time I get home, I'm done, and I can't deal with anything anymore.
You're done. So what does that mean then when you're done? Are you angry?
I'm angry, I'm tired, I have no patience anymore. If anybody needs me to do anything or deal with anything, I feel like I have nothing left to give.
Right, I see. Yeah, it sounds like you're under a lot of stress. Okay. That's the same. Okay, so, and what do you like to do at home maybe that makes you feel better? Do you have any hobbies or exercise or things that maybe make you not think about work so much?
I used to exercise, but since this work has gotten so bad, it's kind of affected. I have stopped doing that stuff. I feel like I have no energy left to do that kind of thing.
So it sounds like work is just really affecting.
It's all consuming.
All consuming, right? Okay. So you said that you were doing exercise before. What other things were you doing in the past? Because exercise is great. It's highly recommended for these type of issues with depression and work stress. What else do you do?
I like to read. I
Okay.
like to go over to my parents and have coffee and talk to them. I even kind of stop that. It's just like I have no energy for anything. I feel like just kind of keeping up with the basics at home is hard.
Wow, so you're just keeping your head above water. When was the last time you saw your parents and had coffee?
Been a while.
And how long is a while?
Maybe a few months.
Oh, a few months. It is a little while. And exercise. When was the last time you've been able to exercise?
Well, I was starting that again, but then because I got a work injury, that's another thing, I get repetitive work injuries. I had to stop because I hurt my back and I couldn't even move.
Wow. Tell me about your work injury then. What
It's
happened?
a repetitive motion injury for my back,
Mhm.
and it affects my back so I can't even move.
Oh, and have you discussed this with your supervisors or with work, the injuries?
I have, and I have a work claim in right now.
Oh, a work claim. So workman's compensation?
No,
or-
they're gonna do it ergonomic, they're gonna get human resources, I have an appointment, they're gonna get me some equipment.
Oh, good. So you've looked into ways of helping yourself with work-related injury. And then, well, what about, have you talked to them about help with what's going on at work? Is there a position in your job that can be shared with someone else? Or is there someone at work you can talk to that's sharing the same problems that you have?
Everybody's pretty much in the same boat, so there's nobody that can take any more responsibilities because everybody has extra responsibilities now. They're just piling on to everybody.
It's very sad. So, do you have any plans then? Have you thought about anything? Have you, you've mentioned two things that sound helpful. You do exercise, your talks with your parents. It sounds like it would be a great idea if you could start those again. If you talk to a doctor about your shoulder, have you talked to a doctor about the tiredness? Have you seen him? Perhaps there is something else going on that's physical, that's possible.
I've talked to a doctor about my injury. He gave me a workman's comp form for work. That's why I'm getting the ergonomic equipment. About the tiredness, he's just, it's that term of life, that phase of life, lots going on.
Does your doctor, does he seem like he's helpful, or does he seem like he doesn't care? The way you're talking.
He tries to be helpful, but I think he's a bit dismissive.
Yeah, I can see by the way you're talking that you seem hopeless. Is that a good word?
I don't think the situation at work is going to get better, so I have to do something to try to deal with the situation where it's not going to get better. They're closing more branches, so it is what it is. This is the way it's going to be. Nothing's going to change at work, let's put it that way. So I have to change in dealing with it. The work situation is not going to change.
Right. So it seems like the stress at work is probably the biggest issue that you're facing right now, and it's affecting your relationship with your family, with your parents, and your ability to get exercise. So this is probably something we're going to have to discuss more in the future then, to see if we can find some more answers. And it seems like you have some good ideas already, and we'll just have to build upon those. So that's great. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for your help.
For the first meeting, and we'll see you next week.